This is Queen's Text. Today, I want to talk about agreements. I know we use the word agreement on a daily basis. Do you know that on a daily basis, various people enter into various agreements as long as you are involved in business transactions? You enter into various kinds of agreements on a daily basis. Do you know that agreement or an agreement can be both in an oral form and a written form? And do you know that both the oral and written form of agreements are recognized by law? The only problem is where a party or one of the parties to the agreement fails to carry out his own terms of the agreement, fails to carry out his own duties, it becomes very difficult to prove an oral agreement. And where one of the party breaches an agreement or a dispute arises, it becomes difficult to prove, as it is a case of your words against my word. And that is why it is much more encouraged to have your agreements reduced into writing. Do you know that there are some essential ingredients of a valid agreement or a valid contract in law? What then is an agreement? In order not to make it complex, an agreement is promises made or covenants between two parties as touching a business transaction, as touching an activity, as touching diverse kind of relationship, such as tenancy agreements, such as hire purchases, sale of land agreements. You have several kinds of agreements, and there are essential ingredients that you need to watch out for to make an agreement, to make a contract valid in law. And what are those essential ingredients? The first is an offer. For a contract to be valid in law, there has to be an offer. There also have to be an unconditional acceptance. Where I offer to sell a book, you must agree to buy it unconditionally. Also, there must be an intention on your part, who is showing interest in buying it, to create legal relations among both parties. And there must be furnishing consideration, that is payment of the purchase price. These are the four essential ingredients of a valid contract in law. It therefore becomes important for an agreement which you intend to bind both parties, for an agreement that is intended to be binding among parties, to be reduced into writing, because writing is in a more permanent form, and writing clearly reflects the terms and the conditions to guide and regulate the transaction. What kind of agreements comes to your mind? What are the kind of agreements that you know? Can you mention them at the comment section? See you at the comment section.